Hello, third grade, and welcome to the second part of our reading for today. Now, we will be going on Edulastic and working on main idea RI 3.2 practice. Now, you can try the link. If that does not work, though, go to your Edulastic and open up this assignment. We're going to be going along together in it, so make sure you have a split screen so you can watch the video and do the assignment at the same time. Let's go ahead and begin. We'll be looking for the main idea. Remember, the main idea is a sentence that tells us what the whole story is about. We've learned that we can use clues inside the text, looking at the beginning and the end, and repeating words to help us decide what the main idea is. Let's go ahead and read through this passage and look at the options. My friend has a cat named Leroy. My cousin has a dog named Jake. My neighbor has a parrot named Michigan. My grandmother has a cat named Dodie and the dog named Skunk. Many people I know have pets. So I'm going to look at the beginning of this sentence, beginning of the passage, and the end of the passage to see what tells me what the whole story is about. Now, it gave me a lot of details about certain animals, but just one sentence like, my cousin has a dog named Jake, doesn't really tell me about the dog Dodie, right? That's why we look at the beginning and the end. Let's look at some of the options. My friend has a cat named Leroy. That is a detail because it doesn't describe every single sentence in this passage. It doesn't describe that their cousin's dog name was Jake. B, my grandmother has a cat named Dodie and a dog named Skunk. No, that's also a detail in the middle of the passage. A lot of people I know have pets. That is true. That would describe this person they know, the grandmother. That would describe their neighbor. That would describe the cousin and the friend. That's the whole passage. So that one's looking good right now, but I'll keep going. My cousin has a dog named Jake. Nope, that is a detail. Please choose C for our main idea and move on to number 2. Number 2, we'll be reading a passage with 1, 2, 3 paragraphs and trying to find the main idea. Winning the vote. Imagine if men made all the rules. That's how it was in the United States, founded in 1776. Women were not allowed to vote until 1920. Thousands of women marched in New York City for the right to vote. The women's suffrage movement began in 1800s. Suffrage is the right to vote. To win this right, women held protests and marches. Hundreds of those women were arrested and jailed. Women's groups across the country honored those who fought for their rights in the special events throughout the year. Learning how women's actions changed America is important. It encourages us to understand that we can make a better world, said Molly Murphy McGorry, the president of the National Women's Project. So I'm thinking about the topic. Remember, a topic is what the one word that describes what the whole story is about. Let me get a yellow here. So I see that we have vote up here in the title. In this second one, I see vote in that paragraph. Let's see if I see that word vote. Yep, I see that in the second paragraph. And fighting for our rights. So rights are very similar to getting votes and fighting for our votes or the right to vote. So we are looking at the topic of voting and thinking about what each paragraph told us about voting. What is the main idea of the passage, winning to vote? The suffrage movement began in 1800s. That doesn't describe the whole story. That's actually not even a detail in there. Oh, or actually it is right here. But that is a detail, so that is not the main idea. Remember, we can look at the beginning and end of paragraphs in the passage to help us find the main idea as well. Thousands of women marched in New York City. That might be. It's the beginning of this paragraph, but we'll see if there's a better one. Men made the rules and would not let women vote until 1920. That's another detail. The suffrage movement led to women getting the right to vote. So let's see if it says anything in that in the last paragraph. So this whole passage is talking about the steps that happened to give women the right to vote. So the answer is D. Go ahead and click D. Move on to the next one. Which statement supports the main idea that women got the right to vote? That women's groups honor those who fight women's suffrage? That women in the United States won the right to vote after years of struggle? That hundreds of women were arrested and jailed? Or that suffrage is the right to vote? Which supports the main idea? Now, support that women's suffrage led to women getting the right to vote. That women won the right to vote after years of struggle. So that would be a detail. So our answer is B. For the next two, I want you to read through the passage and answer the questions on your own. The first one is looking at context clues. The second one, you are finding the main idea of the whole story. Once you are finished, you can click Submit, and then you are done with this section of reading for today.